What's going on, baby? So if you've been following along on the journey at all, you've known that I've been a professional poker player for about a decade, very profitable side hustle for a decade after that. So in the last 2 decades, I think I haven't gone longer than a week probably before this season, before this period of time without playing poker, studying poker, getting better at poker, things like that. It's been a big part of my identity, who I am, up 7 figures off of it. It's really changed my life, been an awesome game. But few weeks ago, I felt like maybe some of my best energy wasn't going towards the things that I really felt called more to go towards. And so I decided to take 30 days off of poker. Today is day number 17. I've journaled and blogged a few things about that and that journey, and I can link those below. But yeah, it's been an interesting time where I do miss competing. I definitely miss the money, as that's always nice. Of the 20 years I've almost played, I've had one losing month. I tend to play very lower stakes and consistent and just kind of print win after print win. And so I do miss playing. I miss competing in a lot of areas, but I've been praying for a lot of clarity lately. I've been asking God to kind of show me where to guide my steps. I do love the game, but I do think there's seasons of life, and I always want to go back and audit myself and ask, is this serving the best me? And so that's something that I've been asking a lot lately. Hey, during this season of my life with two 2-year-olds, with a 7-year-old, with a growing business, with merit, with all the different hats that I'm trying to wear, is poker supposed to be a big hat in that, right? And I feel like I got an answer a couple days ago, and I've really been praying on it. And so I wanted to share that today in hopes that maybe you pause and take a look at your life and say, hey, just because I've been doing something for the last maybe 10, 20 years, maybe 2 years, whatever that is, maybe just because I've been doing this habit doesn't mean it's still serving the best interest in me. And I need to take a hard look at some of these things. So the scripture that was kind of laid on my heart, man, a couple of days ago, I read the book of Nehemiah. And if you're not familiar with Nehemiah, it's a pretty awesome story. I can give just a quick backdrop. But Nehemiah is commissioned to go build this great wall, essentially. Warring tribes and neighboring tribes are coming in and attacking his people and robbing him and killing them in some cases. And so he is commissioned to go out, recruit a bunch of men, and build a strong wall and a fortress to protect them. So in the midst of this, there's a general that's trying to kill him. There's a lot of distractions and a lot of things going on. And there's this one line that's been sticking out to me lately in this, where one of his men says something like, hey, man, you need to get down from the wall. Enemies are coming. We've got XYZ, right? There's a lot of distractions, a lot of things to be afraid of. Maybe we need to get off this wall. And Nehemiah looks down and he says to him, I'm doing a great work right now, and I will not come down. And man, that's just been hitting me over and over and over again. And I feel like where God has put me in my life, if just a little bit about me, man, 3.5-ish years ago, I felt this just little tug to start maybe sharing on Twitter or on social media a little bit. I prayed over a notebook when I felt that tug and said, hey, God, you do with this what you want. I would love to be able to just impact 1 or 2 people. That would be amazing to me. If I could just maybe pour into a couple random people's lives, that would be awesome. Fast forward 3 years later, man, and we got 115,000 followers on just one of the sites, growing on all of them. It's crazy, man. I run a men's group, run a Bible study, lead live retreats, get to do all these awesome things. And I feel like God's put me in that position. And maybe now during this time, man, I kind of need to take a look and say, you know what, I'm doing a great work where I'm at right now. And I can't come down from that to go play poker right now. I can't. Doesn't mean I can't play a year from now. Doesn't mean I can't play 5 years from now. But right now in this season, I'm committing to take the next 90 days off of poker. And, to get a little more into that why, I don't like to necessarily talk about all the things I'm going to do. I've always found the best way to do the thing is just to do the thing, not talk about doing the thing. But I'm going to share a little bit about what's going on right now in hopes that, can understand a little bit more where I'm coming from with this. And so right now I'm working with one of my great buddies that I've connected with a year and a half ago, works for a massive church, one of the biggest churches in the country, really. And we're creating a curriculum that I think will help so many people, high school and college age. And we're working with the church and got some other partners that want to be in. And I really feel like that's a great work that I'm supposed to be pouring my best energy into, not deciding whether I need to check raise the turn or not right now in this season of my life. That's one thing. Another thing is creating this marriage course with my buddy Josh. And I really feel like that's going to help a lot of guys that are struggling in their marriages, right? We can put this content out, run people through cohorts. And I really feel like between those two things, that's where all my work focus needs to be going right now. Not towards poker, not towards making money. Now, If I'm really honest, man, this is a battle in my head because for 2 decades, when I need to make money, I play poker. That's just what I've done. We've got one outstanding debt now that the interest rates keep going up every single month, man. This payment used to be very low. It's much higher. We're blessed and financially able to pay it every month, but still the way my brain works, I want to pay this thing down. And so there is that temptation. And I kind of picture Nehemiah on that wall. There's a lot of reasons for me to be afraid, right? You hear about a recession coming, the interest rates are going up, this and that. A lot of things to get distracted from, right? With Nehemiah, similar to me, there's a lot of things to get distracted from. But I really feel like I'm doing a great work where I'm at. God has me exactly where I'm supposed to be right now, helping the exact people I'm supposed to help, partnered with the exact people I'm supposed to partner with. The odds of all this stuff coming together are pretty crazy, and I feel like it's only a God thing. And so again, I want to continue to walk by faith, not by sight. And so, yeah, man, I'm going to play the Colossus event. I'm still going to honor my word. I feel like as a man, you got to have integrity. And so I'm going to pause my bankroll challenge for the next 3.5 months, but I'll still go play the Colossus event with 3 other people that I'll put in that event too. But that'll be the first time I'll play poker. That's in June. And so I'm committing to taking off until then, until these other works that I'm working on right now are all the way complete, up and running. The third hat I'm wearing, I didn't even mention, is just building out a men's community right now. Started that 8 weeks ago. I got 22 awesome men in there. We had a Bible study last night. We talk daily, and I really feel like that's an area where I'm supposed to pour into, man. I got just young guys, middle-aged guys, older guys. We're all just building this community. I want to build that up to 35, 40-ish guys and really have an on-fire, locked-in community that just creates this ripple effect, right? All the guys in that community are leaders, affecting their families, affecting their workplaces, affecting everywhere. And so I really feel like I need to pour into that too. So again, I'm not one that, I feel like as I've studied the mind a little bit and, I don't like to talk about all the plans. I just like to do the plans. I like to wake up every day and execute what I'm going to execute. I read a while back that the reason people buy like these fancy workout machines, man, they might buy a Peloton or they might buy a treadmill, some fancy thing, is your brain actually gives you a big dopamine hit just off the purchase. Or I get a dopamine hit just by talking about doing the things I'm going to do. And so I always want to be careful with that, man. And I think that's why sometimes people will order the thing, do it a few times, and then stop. Well, they already got the dopamine hit. They got the big spike, right? Their mind is telling, you're already doing something, right? So I'm always weary to tell a lot of people my plans or what I'm really working on until the thing's done. Because again, I think the best way to do it is just to get up every day and do it, not talk about it. But I've really felt called lately, and reading the book of Nehemiah last night, I felt like I had the clarity I needed to just say, hey, man, we're going to pause for a few months on poker and really put all of our best energy into my family. And then when it's work time to these 3 projects. So, I appreciate all the prayers, man. I've been reached out to by so many people via Facebook, via Twitter, via YouTube, just saying, hey, man, I'm praying for you, praying for some guidance on this. Other people just say, hey, man, I'm not a praying type, but I'm wishing you well. And I appreciate the positivity you put out. I appreciate that a ton too. I love meeting people where they are. So I thank you guys so much, man. I'm going to get to work now, but this is just a little update that I probably won't be making any poker videos for 4 months or so until the Colossus here in June. I'll announce the winners here in probably a month. And so we can get people out to Vegas, get their hotels and buy-ins all taken care of. But outside of that, I'm going to put poker way in the back burner here for the next 4 months and really focus on what's in front of me. I feel like I'm doing a great work right now and I'm not coming down. So I hope you guys have the greatest day of your life. Thanks for tuning in. Let's go get it, baby.